Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and today I have my buys and buys for September. So I did get this video idea from another YouTuber. Her name is Anne and I always do have her linked down below. But this is the video where I go over my purchases and my empties for the prior month basically. So we do have my bucket here. And so we are quite full. We have lots of empties, but I did look at my total dollar amount. And again, like the dollar amounts are just not there, but I am using my products and that is what matters. So I do have a full bucket of empties. I have a few purchases for September, which is actually surprising since it was my birthday month. But I did not go crazy with purchasing in September. But we will go over all of that. Plus, we will look at my beauty budget because I am conscious about the amount of money that I'm spending on my products, but also the quality and quantity of the things coming into my collection. So if you want to see what I did for my buys and buys for September, stick around. We are getting into that video right now. All right, we are also not minding the hair because I'm actually dyeing my hair today. So I washed it and I have no product in it. It's day 2 hair, but it is okay. So I didn't put any of my hairline powder in, so it looks like I'm balding, but that's just because my natural hair color is lighter than my dyed hair color and also the grays. I'm 41 years old. I have gray hairs. So I usually powder all that in so you guys can't see it, but we are dyeing our hair. Also, I'm letting my little baby hairs kind of live their own life today as elf sideburns. So we will see how annoying that makes me. Which my fake bangs did come in. Thank you to everyone who has commented about the whole bang debate. But Jane is laying down. My fake bangs did come in. I'm going to try them out today, and if I need to dye them as I dye my hair, I'll run some hair dye through those as well to make them match. But hair update. But you guys know we don't come here for hair because, tangent on tangent. Okay, we have extremely hard water here at the house. And so I am looking into getting a shower head with a filter because I use good hair products. I sleep in a bonnet all the time, but my hair is still dry and just frizzy and not okay. So I'm thinking that the water. That's the only thing I can come up with at this point. So if you guys have any experience with using a filtered shower head, let me know what you guys use. I have one in my Amazon cart right now, but it's $130. So I'm just wondering what else is out there for extremely hard water to kind of get that water feeling a little bit better on my skin and hair. But we're not here for that. Welcome to almost 4 minutes into the video and we've already gone on a couple tangents, but we have my big old bucket here. Let me go ahead and get this emptied out and have all my products laying out in their categories, and we will go through my empties for September. All right, I have everything laid out in front of me and I'm going to get my iPad up with my numbers. I was over here listening to music beforehand, but let's get our inventory up so I can tell you what we are looking like. Alrighty, so the first empty, I actually can count this whole pack as empty now. These are the Azure Collagen and Peptide Firming Masks. I love the serum in these. So good. My skin loves the serum in these. I actually cannot find these, and I got them at Marshall's. So $5 for 5 masks, which is a great price, but I can't find these again. I'm actually going to be going into Marshall's, I think, tomorrow after a doctor's appointment, so I'll look for these again. But I did go through all 5 masks, so now I am able to consider this whole pack an empty. So we do have some of my sheet masks, which again, great that I'm using them. I probably should do a sheet mask tonight on myself. But let's keep going with these skincare. So I did end up using up a toner. So this is the Paula's Choice Calming, Nourishing Milky Toner. It was just a milky toner. You can probably get them from K-Beauty for about the same price as this was on clearance. So I did get this for $10 on clearance at like a Marshall's. So this is great. I like Paula's Choice, but I would go back to a Korean Beauty toner, but any kind of milky toner actually works really well for my skin. I am using is it the Haru Haru like rice toner right now? And again, it's nice, it's hydrating, my skin is liking it. So if I saw this again on clearance, I would probably pick it up because I liked it and it lasted quite a long time, but it's not going to be a repurchase at full price whatsoever. And then I have 3 other skincare empties, but they all kind of go together. So this is the Ordinary's caffeine solution, the Ordinary's niacinamide solution, and then the Innisfree green tea hyaluronic serum. So I do this for myself. You guys do not have to do this. This is something that I choose to do for myself. I am not a cosmetic chemist, so I don't know if I'm ruining the products, but my skin seems to like it, so this works for me. But what I end up doing is I take a bottle of this, a bottle of this, a bottle of this, I mix them all together in a mixing cup, and then I pour them back into actually 2 of these bottles because I kept an empty one. So that is my daytime serum that I get all of these at the same time, and I don't have to open 3 different bottles and kind of pump all of them out. So that is what I do. Again, you guys do not have to do what I do. What is going on back there with my ponytail? It is this one rogue hair. What are we doing? Okay. So these are now all empties. Now this is the 2-ounce niacinamide. I usually would just get the 1 ounce, but I don't know. I think what ended up happening is I ordered the 2-ounce from Sephora thinking that I was like, oh, I will just use half of this in my solution. But Sephora sent me 2 of the 2 ounces by mistake. And they're like, just keep it. There's no point in you sending back like a $9 Ordinary product. So I kept the extra one. So I was like, well, let me just add all of the niacinamide in there. So this is what I end up having. Like I said, I've been doing this for years, this combination, and my skin seems to like it, so I'm not worried about me mixing these together. Now, I used to mix my vitamin C powder into this as well, and that would end up kind of oxidizing and turning before I ended up finishing the product. So I did just go with a separate vitamin C serum now. But for right now, this is how I am doing my combination serum for my morning time skincare. So these 3 are also empties. I love picking up these from Marshall's whenever I see them. I have not seen them in a long time. Innisfree keeps like changing their packaging so that they would like send all their old packaging to Marshall's. But since they've kind of like figured out what packaging they want, I have not seen these. But whenever I do see them, I do grab like every single one of them on the shelf because I love this hyaluronic acid serum. Of course, I know that the Ordinary has the hyaluronic acid serum, and I do use that in my nighttime skincare, but I don't use it in my daytime skincare because that product does pill on me whenever I put makeup over it. So this to me is a better hyaluronic acid serum. I'm sure I can find another one like this from another K-Beauty brand that is not as expensive as Innisfree, but I do love these, and these are now empties as well. Let's roll into hair care and skincare real quick. Not skincare, but body care. So I did use up one of my Shea Moisture, no, Tree Hut. So this is the Tree Hut Watermelon Shave Oil. So I did use up one of these. So I have told you guys over and over again that I do not like shaving. It is extremely painful, at least with razors. So I did try out the Flamingo razor with like the moisture stuff around it. And with a crap ton of this and with the Flamingo razor, I have been able to shave more. But this last time I used a brand new razor, I used plenty of shave oil, and my legs were so razor burnt that I was like, what is going on? I don't understand. So I think I also ended up buying some Nair because I was like, well, maybe it's the actual like shaving friction that I'll just burn the hair off instead. So I think like I need to use Nair on like the bikini area, but I can shave the rest of my legs with that Flamingo razor, which has been really great because I fell in love with wearing bike shorts. over the summer. Like, I just want to be in bike shorts all the time. And it's actually getting cold. So it was 49 degrees this morning. And part of me is like, oh my God, I'm not going to be wearing my bike shorts anymore. But joke's on me, because right now I have bike shorts on. And then I have sweatpants on over top of them. So I think that that's going to be my new wardrobe, so I can still enjoy my bike shorts. But love this stuff. I ended up picking up the one in like the colada scent, so it's the coconut one, and so I really do love this shave oil. And then the hair care product is from Ava NYC. This is the Main Magic 10-in-1 primer. I use this more as like a defrizzer and detangler more than... Ooh, story time after this, because I got a text message. So this is the sister brand to Amika. The Amika priming spray, I love that one. So this one is pretty much like it, but from a cheaper sister brand. I did end up using my Amika sprayer because the sprayer from Ava NYC ends up kind of like spittling at you. So I do save my sprayers from the Amika. I am trying something different right now instead of this, and I ended up getting that priming spray in my FabFitFun from Bondi Boost, I think it is. And actually I might empty that Bondi Boost product into here because I prefer the trigger sprayer more than a pump sprayer whenever I am doing my hair stuff. So this is now an empty. I don't need to replace it though, because I do have other products that are in that category, but I would go back to that one, or if the Amika one was on sale, I would pick up the Amika one because I like the scent better. So that is what we're looking like on that. The rest of the makeup items, I've kind of gone over them already with you guys in different projects that I have panned them, but I did go through another one of my Burt's Bees lip balms. This one is in Vanilla Maple. I don't count these towards anything. I'm just always curious at the end of the year how many I go through because they are constantly on me. Do I have one in my pocket? No, it's in the pocket of my bike shorts. So let me get underneath all of my layers because I have watermelon in my pocket right now. So I always have one of those on me, always have one in my purse, always have one by my bedside. I go through these lip balms like crazy. So, let me take the dog hair off of there. They come in sets of 4, and I might have to look on Amazon because the sets of 4 at my Walmart are not very good. Like the flavor combinations are not very good. And a lot of times they'll have a pomegranate in there. And I think Burt's Bees just needs to discontinue the pomegranate flavor because it is not good. Like it tastes like something and it smells like something that has gone bad. So I wish that Burt's Bees would have like better varieties of their flavors and just leave the pomegranate out of there. Like, is anybody asking for the pomegranate one? And that's the only one that is like that red color that kind of has a tint, but I'm like, nobody's asking for pomegranate. So just stop. So, but another Burt's Bees lip chapstick done. Oh, the doggies are here. Oh, story time. Because I got, the text that I got is from Lowe's. They are delivering an egg chair, like an oversized egg chair. So it is now deck season for us. It is not deck season in the summertime because it is too hot out there and the flies and the bugs are just horrible. So now that it's colder, now that the bugs are kind of going away, it is now deck season for us. But as I was sitting on the deck the other day, I spent like 3 hours out on the deck. It was fabulous. But my husband was like, we need to put some stuff under the porch because we have a porch that's underneath our roof. And then we have the deck, which is all outside. And so I was like, yeah, that'd be really nice because then we could still sit out here even if it has rained or if it is currently raining, I can still sit outside. He's like, you should look at those like oversized egg chairs. And I was like, oh, don't mind if I do. So I went on to Lowe's and I was looking and I found like a 2-person like stationary egg chair because I didn't want one that was like hanging because if the dogs get up there, it would just be a disaster, like them trying, they would hurt themselves. So I found a stationary egg chair That's a 2-person one. And I am so excited for it. It's getting delivered in a week, so next Monday. And then I had like $100 off coupon for Ruggable, which is the rugs that we have all through our house, because being able to wash rugs when you have big dogs or dogs in general is a lifesaver. So we actually have a huge outdoor rug on the deck from Ruggable, and then I ordered a smaller one for the porch. And then after my doctor's appointment tomorrow, I'm going to go to Marshall's and pick up some accessories for myself, because I am going to create a nice little reading, writing, like coffee nook for myself outside that I can enjoy during the winter time. I am so excited. So excited. I survive on sunlight. I kill every plant that I own, but I am a plant myself. So I need sunlight to survive. So I want to be outside. I am so excited about that. So I'm going to create a little nook for myself outside, which, tangent on tangent, tomorrow, my doctor's appointment, because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I am getting my first mammogram ever. And I am curious how that's going to go. Again, like I know what to expect, but also I don't know what to expect. So I'm going to hopefully have a fun nurse or technician, because I'm going to have lots of questions about what they're going to be doing, you know, to pancake things. So, but I am getting my first mammogram tomorrow. Have to tell you guys how that goes, the TMI, but that is, I guess, what happens when you are now in your 40s. You get sent there by your doctors. But again, it is actually really, really great preventative care. And it's in the job that I do, I work with chronically or terminally ill people. And unfortunately, I have seen a lot of young women, like my age, with terminal cancer. So, getting off that topic and back onto makeup. I'm sorry, but it is breast cancer awareness. So either check yourself, make sure you're talking to your doctors, or get your mammogram screenings if you have breast tissue, which is everybody, even men. So feel up your husbands. Just put it that way. So we are getting back into makeup. You guys saw this in my deck of panning. I used up another one of my e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Sprays. Love this. It is a fan favorite. No, it is just my favorite. So this is one of my holy grails. I always pick up these. I always purchase them. Actually, I've been using another one from e.l.f. and I cannot wait for it to be done. Like, I'm over it and I want to get back to this. So I am excited that that one's almost done. I feel like I almost purposely have flown through that one because I just don't like it and I want to get back to this one. So love this, constant repurchase. You guys saw this one in my 25 and 2025, and that is another one of my cream bronzers from Soul Body or ColourPop. It is completely done. I told you guys in that video that this is the 5th one that I have gone through. So obviously, holy grail status. I have 2 of these in backup. Right now, I am using up the Milk Makeup bronzing stick that I got in my FabFitFun. So I'm using that one up, and then I will go back to this one, and I can say that I miss this one. Over the Milk Makeup bronzing stick, I want to go back to this. So this is another empty, and I will get through the other 2 that I have in backup. I did go through one of my e.l.f. Wow Brows. I do get this in like medium brunette, medium brown, something like that. It's the writing is too small for me to see, but I love this because of the little tiny spoolie on it. I mean, it is just the perfect size. And actually what I end up doing with these is, since this doesn't have a whole lot of hold, when this is kind of like halfway done, I actually, or whenever I'm done with one of my Benefit 24-hour brow setters, there's a lot of product still left in there if you remove the stopper. So once I can't get anything else out on the wand, I'll take the stopper out of my Benefit brow gel and I'll pour the brow gel into here. And then this becomes a tinted brow gel that actually has hold. So that is how I actually get an extended life out of these, by adding product kind of into them. And this does have fibers, which is, again, I have fuller brows, so I don't really care about the fibers, but it is a beautiful brow product for like $5 or however much you can get them on sale. So love that. Have it, constantly repurchase it. And then this was in my 25 and 2025, and I told you guys that this is finally an empty, but this is my Benefit brow pencil. So let me grab a full one, because Lord knows I did not need to buy this, but I saw it at Marshall's and I was like, you know what? It was $8 and I was like, I'm going to get a year and a half of brow pencil on something that is $8. So why not? But let me show you guys. This is a full one. This is it empty. So it took me, what did I say in that? A year and 4 months, something like that, to get through this brow pencil, but this is what they look like in comparison. So this one I did end up buying during like a brow day back in 2023, whenever I looked up on my spreadsheet of when that one came into my collection. So between starting using it last year, it took me like a year and 3 or 4 months to go ahead and get this one done. But we do have an empty brow pencil, and again, because these are the sharpenable ones and they take so long to get done, this is like a real pat on the back type of empty. So what did I get on me? Oh, that's the brow pencil from the other one. So I'm currently using my ABH one, and then once that one's done, which that one takes about a year, then I'll roll into this one. So I have like 2.5 years of brow pencils currently. So, but another empty and another empty off my 25 and 2025. These two I can do together, and these are 2 lip empties. So these are the Too Faced Hangover RX Bombs. This was the like holiday set from last year in Ice Crystal and Midnight Crystal, and I liked both of them. They have made Ice Crystal a permanent shade now, and I think that actually they should make Midnight Crystal a permanent shade. This one was beautiful. It was this dark purple with like this like blackberry like scent to it. It was so good. But I did go through both of these. You guys saw me go through this one in my project pan, and so I only have one of these left, and it's a banana one, and so I'll start using that one. And then I did save the holiday duo that Too Faced has right now. I did save it in my loves list. Typically, they don't sell out of those, and those will go on sale towards the end of the year. So if that one goes on sale by the end of the year, I will pick up that set, and I'll have 2 more ready to go. This is my favorite doe foot lip balm formula. So gotta love these. But also happy to have 2 more lip empties out because I apparently enjoy bringing in lip products. So 2 more empties. Looking good. So those were all of my official empties, and then I did have a declutter that I talked to you guys about in my Project 10 uses, and that is, all of the writing is rubbed off of this one, but this is a ColourPop cream gel liner in Wild Idea. It's one of their duochrome ones, but it's so dry, like it breaks every time I try to use it, so I'm done. I'm not going to use it. I think I had it rolled in for like 3 months and didn't reach for it once. It broke off every time I tried to swatch it, so I was like, I'm good. These dry out. Actually, the formula that is the duochrome formula, I feel like this was always drier than their typical metallic formula. I like the metallic formula. It actually stays creamy longer. So this is a declutter. It is going bye-bye. It is now unusable. But that is everything that was in our bucket here. Let me go ahead and pull my numbers. Let's see here. So out of all of my empties, and again, that is a lot of empties, but my total amount for my empties was only not 500. Erin, slow down your brain. $153.21. Like let's see here. I do have a product that's an empty that I am not mentioning on my channel right now, and that's actually the most expensive thing in this thing, but I'm not mentioning it. And then the next most expensive thing in my bucket is actually that brow pencil that I spent $19 on. Everything else is $12.99, $10, $9, $8, $7, $4. Like, apparently I've gotten so good at getting things on sale or getting things cheaper that by the time I use them up, the empty value is not that much, but that's okay. That is okay. But what is our total? Let me actually do this because I might have to take that out. So our empties total for the year is $1,038.38. So we are now into the last quarter, and I've only had $1,000 in empties. I have typically an arbitrary goal to use up $2,000 for the empties. This year, it's not happening. I will be curious at the end of the year, like as far as numbers wise, because so far for the year, I've had 78 empties that I've tracked. 78, which that seems low. Actually, since I have my thing right in front of me, let's look at the end of September. Oh, come on, Erin, you can't look at stuff that small. So at the end of September last year, I had 121 empties. So even my number of empties has gone down. 121 versus, what did I say, 78? That is a lot. That's like 40, that's a difference of like 40 empties. Wow. That is fun. Oh, I'm trying to think about when I should do this. Because I don't want to make it a video on its own. Maybe I'll tack it on the end of this one because I only have 3 purchases. Told you I didn't buy a lot in September. I only have 3 purchases. I am going to tack on to the end of this video an update on my inventory numbers. I do my big inventory check-ins in the summertime and then at the end of the year, but I keep track of my numbers per quarter. So I do want to keep myself accountable and kind of show you guys what my numbers look like for the end of the third quarter of the year and what we're rolling into October with. So I will go over that. But let me go ahead and look at, we are doing my purchases. And like I said, I only had 3 purchases for September and only 2 of them count towards my inventory, which I don't know if I actually, no, I didn't charge myself for that thing, which I could because I have enough money in my budget. So for my purchasing, for my budget, I do have $75 per paycheck that automatically gets transferred into a separate savings account. And then I'm going to put more of my lip product on as I'm talking to you guys. And that $75 per paycheck, then, like I said, I pay myself back for my purchases. So in any given month, I am putting $150 per month into my budget. Now, of course, there are 2 magic months in the year that end up having 3 paychecks. Then of course I am getting that $225 into my budget twice a year. God, Erin, use your brain. Okay, lip product, and then we're going over purchases. My Dangerous Gloss from Sephora is in my Project 10 uses, so I am getting use on it. So let's see. So I told you guys that I redid my serums because I emptied them out. So Sephora, like I said, had sent me another 2 ounces of the niacinamide as a mistake, and they told me to keep it. So I already had a backup of the niacinamide. I already had a backup of the Innisfree green tea serum because I bought a bunch of them whenever I found them at Marshall's. So the only thing that I had to purchase to redo my daytime serum was the caffeine solution. So I did pick up one of the Ordinary caffeine solutions. I mixed it into my serums. That is what I'm currently using as my daytime serums. Now, during the 21 Days of Beauty, I did pick up another Estee Lauder Double Wear. I told you guys in my 25 and 2025 that I used up my other Double Wear in 10 Cool or something like that. But that was, what was that one? Let me go grab it actually. So I did have it in 1C0, which I think is the lightest cool tone shade. So this is Shell. I ended up finding this on clearance. That's why I bought this shade. But I know my shade, without having to mix a darkener into it, is 1C1 Cool Bone. So I had been matched before. I know this is my shade. So I did pick this up in my correct shade. So like I said, it's a little bit deeper. But even if I mix this with my Misha BB cream, which I always do, that will make like the perfect shade for me. And I do have another one of these pumps. I could clean this one and I might do that, especially whenever I can use this cap on this one so it doesn't make a mess. But I did buy these pumps on Amazon. They fit perfect. They were lovely to use with this product. So this is going to be probably my foundation that I use for the summer of next year. So this is just going to sit in its box in my drawer. I do have the It Cosmetics CC cream, the original one. I'm going to use that one during the winter time, and then I will go ahead and I will use Estee Lauder once it gets hot and humid again here in Florida, like it tends to do. And then the one item that I did not account for in my budget is a dry shampoo. So this is the Ava NYC Freshen Up Invisible Dry Shampoo in Warm Vanilla. I didn't know they had different scents. I don't think that really matters. I didn't look to see what my other one is. I am almost done with my other dry shampoo. So while I was making an Ulta order, I did go ahead and pick up this one as well. So this is a $15 dry shampoo. I did not use any coupons on these because I think I was trying to get to a free shipping threshold. And I didn't care, I guess. So I did not charge myself for this. And actually, this is my first, like, out of my own pocket hair care purchase for the year. So I made it all the way to September without having to purchase a hair care product myself. That is why I don't charge myself anything in my budget. I think last year on hair care, I only spent like $100. So I typically do not charge myself for my hair care. But I could charge myself. I could transfer that $15 because for all of September, between these two purchases, again, 21 Days of Beauty, so that foundation was half off. Plus I used Ulta points. So in the end, the Estee Lauder Double Wear was only $8.50, which is cheaper than how I found it on clearance from TJ Maxx. So between the ordinary serum and the foundation, I spent $17.70. And that is the entire amount I spent for September. So with our numbers, I had $470.33 in my budget at the end of August. I had 2 paychecks in September, so another $150 rolled in, and I spent $17.70, so I ended September with $602.63. I am so curious. Now, I've spent some money in October. And it is only the 13th. And I will spoil it. I've already spent $220 out of my beauty budget. So I will have some stuff to share with you guys for my October update. But I was rolling into October with over $600 in my beauty budget. So it is about time, apparently, that I spent my money. But let me go ahead and really quickly roll over into my inventory. And I've been tracking these numbers for the past, I did all of 2023, all of 2024, and then now I'm in 2025. So I have some good data. But if we are looking at, and I don't know how I will end up, maybe like a split screen if I can get all the data in here. But what I look at is all of my categories and what I started July with. I look at what I've panned, what I've decluttered, and what I've purchased, if it was a plus or minus, and then what I'm rolling into October with. So for my primers, and actually let me get myself lined up here so that I can see this better. For my primers, I started with 11, panned 1, no declutters, no purchases, rolling in with 10. For my foundations, I started the quarter with 4, and I purchased 2, so I'm up to 6. But if you guys saw my 25 and 2025, there is a couple back there that I will end up going through 2 more foundations before the end of the year. So I was kind of stocking up to roll into the next year with my foundations. For my mixers, I have 2. They're still the same 2, so we're rolling into October with the same ones. Powders, I had 9. I used up none in the third quarter, which is weird, even though I have powder empties for next month. Like, I literally had dredges in there. I was like, well, technically, I didn't use them up in October. So, or I didn't use them up in September. So I do have powder empties. They're just sitting over there now. But I still had 9 powders rolling into October. For my concealers, I had 7, didn't pan any, didn't purchase any. Thank God, because I purchased enough the quarter before then, so I still had 7. SPFs, I had 3, I panned 1, and I ended up actually having to declutter 1, but I noticed that it was expired in October, so technically that declutter will count for the next update. So technically, I had 2 SPFs rolling into October. Brow products, I had 7. I panned 2, didn't purchase, didn't declutter, so I rolled into October with 5. For bronzers, I had 6. I panned 1, so now I have 5. For my blushes, I have 21. I did purchase 1, so we are now at 22. For highlighters, I had 5. I purchased 1. That was the cream highlighter from Ilia that came in my FabFitFun. So now I do have 6 highlighters. Setting sprays, I had 6. I did pan 1. So now I have 5. Then lip products, I had 21. I purchased 2. But I panned 2, but I purchased 4. So I have 23 lip products. Lip liners are my same 2 because I still have Brink and Good and Plenty. Those are my 2. For, let's see here, that's my lip liners. For mascaras, I had 4. Panned 2, purchased none, so now I have my 2 that I have open right now, which that means I need to get some mascaras before the end of the year because then I will be out of mascaras. For my eyeliners, I did pan 1. I decluttered 1, which was the one you guys just saw. And eyeliners, finally, I didn't purchase any. Thank the Lord. So now I have 23 eyeliners. Then eye primers, I have the same 2 that I started the quarter with, ending with the same 2. Eyeshadows, I had 76. I did not pan, purchase, or declutter any eyeshadows, so we are still at 76, and that's 76 palettes, plus my singles that are like my Super Shocks. So those account for their own little thing on my numbers. Let's see here. For my moisturizers, I had 5. I didn't pan or purchase any. So apparently whatever moisturizer I was using, it has lasted me the 3 months, so we still have 5. For my daytime skincare, I had 15. I panned 5, purchased 2, so I do have 12 now. Nighttime skincare, I had 25. I did pan 4, I decluttered 1, and I purchased 4, so I'm down 1 at 24 for my nighttime skincare. Body care, I was at 14. I panned 2, purchased 1, so now I'm at 13. For hair care, I was at 14. I did pan 3, decluttered 1, and purchased 3, and so I had 13 across the board for my hair care. For my perfumes, I had 12. Didn't pan or declutter any. Purchased 6. So now I have 18 fragrances. I call them fragrances, perfumes, because that also has my body sprays in it now as well. For nail polish, I had 27. I purchased 5. And so now I have 32. And actually, so I painted my nails a nice fall color. So I do have Dawn of the Empire, which is one of the Mooncat Star Wars. I have I Love Nail Polish Misery, and then I have the Fallen Flaky from Holo Taco on top. So I went fall, but also it's because I'm trying to use my polishes, because there are some polishes that I will kind of decommission or declutter at the end of the year. Because even using Fall and Flaky and using Misery on my nails, I had to like literally squirt, good word, but nail polish thinner into them and mix them up. Like they were so thick with like 3 C's at the end. Thick. So I do need to declutter some of my nail polishes at the end of the year that they have just worn out their use and their welcome. But that is what we're looking like. So if we look at my numbers comparatively, that's the correct word. So at the beginning of the third quarter, I had 323 items. I did pan 12, decluttered 3. No, Erin, rewind. So 323 products. I panned 25. I decluttered 3, and I brought in 29. So I still brought in 1 product more than I was able to move out. But still, +1 is not bad. I would like it to be in the negative, but +1 is not bad. So we did start October with 324 products, even though I have projected kind of, and it looks like somehow I'm going to use up like 44 items. If my projection is correct, in the last quarter of the year, I have down here that I will end up using up 44 items in just that one quarter. So we will have to see if my projection and prediction is correct. But that's what I'm looking like for my numbers. Let me compare 324 compared to last year. Now, I will say last year I was not including my nail polishes. So even if I take my 324, and I minus the 32 for the nail polish. So that means for the category to category that I was comparing, I have 292 products right now without my nail polish. Compared to last October, I had 278 products, so 278. So I have 14 more products now compared to October last year. And part of me is still okay with that. Like that 14 items, like to me, 14 items doesn't feel like a lot. I think it depends on what those 14 items are, but I think that also at the end of the year, I'm going to sit down and do a serious like palette declutter / palette, like putting things in the makeup hall of fame, like my Tati Beauty palette. I think it's time for that to retire, things like that. So there are going to be some changes. I am going to kind of declutter / finalize some of my nail polishes. Like there are things that I'm looking at decreasing my numbers just because I have items that are old or they have dried up or they're just not useful anymore. They've I guess run through their lifetime. But I'm just so curious because even looking at my palettes, last October I had 76 eyeshadow palettes and I have 76 eyeshadow palettes now. But I thought I purchased some. That is so weird. Oh, because I decluttered 5 at the beginning of the year. What did I declutter? Oh, those were some of my Super Shocks. So I technically have the same number of eyeshadow products because I decluttered some of my Super Shocks. That feels okay, I guess. But perfumes definitely went up. I think I have a lot of nighttime skincare right now, and I've been trying to be a little bit more conscious about using some of my actives, but my skin has been doing so well that I haven't felt the need for like the acne actives, but I need to be more aware of using more of the like anti-aging, which again, bless that word, but like my retinols and things like that, my exfoliants, things that help kind of turn over my skin. I need to be more aware about using those. So maybe I also need to sit down whenever I do my next inventory, or if I do my plan to pan, this is what I'll do. because I told you guys that I was going to do more skincare items in my plan to pan. I think in my plan to pan, I'm going to sit down and have an honest conversation with myself, and an honest conversation with you guys, and go through my actual like category by category and pick out the things that I need to focus on. And if this is saying, if it ends up being more than 26 items, but it's saying, hey, I need to use this, and this from my nighttime skincare because I've had them for 4 years and who knows if the actives are still good, I need to sit down and have that conversation with myself and probably with you guys on camera because that keeps me accountable and it'll make me actually do it. So I think that that's what we're going to do for Plan to Pan, which that will go up sometime in November. But this is where I'm at with my inventory for rolling into the third quarter with 324 products. Again, it is what it is. That number doesn't bother me. There's some categories in there that I'm like, oh, these are creeping up a little bit. But also, I still look at my collection and I love everything that's in it. So I'm feeling like I'm in a good spot, except for my eyeshadow palettes. I really do feel like there are some palettes that have either I've grown out of them or they're just not performing like they used to. So there's palettes that I don't even think about. There's palettes that I don't even miss that I've put in some drawers and I don't think about them. So that kind of is telling me that maybe those need to be leaving my collection. But that's what I'm looking like. I've had $1,000 in empties. I have $600 in my beauty budget. And we are rolling right along. But I'm going to go ahead and put all this stuff up. I'm going to dye my hair so that my roots don't look like I'm balding. Which I know one of you guys recommended, like, I dye my hair back lighter again. And I'm like, I have so much dark hair dye in here that getting back to my natural color, like, I have a feeling I would have to go spend a lot of money. And I know that stripping color, like stripping box dye out of your hair can also be really damaging. So I'm like, for right now, until I want to actually go back to my natural color, which is kind of like a dishwater blonde, like a really light blonde brunette kind of color, I like my hair darker. I like the contrast. So I'm going to go dye my hair and touch up my roots and get to feeling more like myself and get these grays out of here. But I do appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to encourage you to do all of the YouTube things. Make sure to hit a thumbs up on this video if you guys are enjoying my content. If you are new or lurking, consider hitting that subscribe button. I've gotten a few new people to join my channel. I do this. I do conscious consumerism, project panning, using what you have, mindfully bringing stuff in, being aware of your numbers and like how long it takes you to use up your products. That's kind of my thing. So if you need that encouragement, then this is the place for you. Not only for me, but the amazing people down in the comment section. I have some amazing people down there that are always giving me updates and we are always cheering each other on. So if you need that kind of space, then this is it for you. Also, my puppy dogs do jump in from time to time, but they are all snoozing right now, which is actually kind of nice. So that is where we are at. Drop me that comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing. What was your best empty for September? And I know I asked you guys about your plan to pans. Like, do you guys want me to do that kind of thing where I'm sitting down like category by category and being like, here's the oldest stuff in my collection. This is what I need to be using. Let me know if you guys are interested in that idea. But otherwise, I'm going to go. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. And like I said, I'm going to go get my mammogram tomorrow. And again, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So get checked, check yourself, do what you need to do to protect yourself and early detection. But otherwise, I'm going to go. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. I'm going to wish you guys all a beautiful day, and I'll catch you in my next one.